Hello again, everybody. This is Garrett from ScreamingEagleAirsoft.com. Yes, that's ScreamingEagleAirsoft.com. That's your online website where you can go to get all your airsoft supplies and needs. And today we are doing a know-it-all video. This is a know-it-all local field comparison. Okay, this field comparison is of 3 fields in my immediate local vicinity. I'm in the Nashville, Clarksville, Fort Campbell area. We have 3 main fields that 4C plays at. One is Bad Karma Airsoft, Moose Herd, Springfield Airsoft Field. All of these are within about an hour-and-a-half drive of me. They all have advantages, they all have disadvantages. At the end of the video, I'm going to show my rating from 1 to 10, 1 being a really crappy airsoft field, 10 being my dream airsoft field, how each of these rate in my scale. I'm also going to go over the features of each field and let you determine if that's an advantage or a disadvantage for yourself. I'm also going to show some field footage behind the screen right here. As I discuss it, there will be just footage playing behind me. I will show one field at a time. There will be flashes of comments up here, and that is discussing what is going on behind me during the field. Read that, watch the back footage, and then listen to me talk about the different fields. I'm going to have, every time I list something new, what I'm going to do is I'm going to post it like this. I'm going to have Bad Karma right here, Springfield right here, and Moose Herd right here, and you can see that topic line and how it compares with each other. FPS limits. Every field really needs to have FPS limits. Bad Karma has a 425 FPS limit. Springfield Airsoft has a 400 FPS limit, and Moose Herd has a 375 FPS limit. And all of these FPS limits are measured using 0.25 gram BBs. How much does it cost to play at these fields? Okay, at Bad Karma it is free to play there. Springfield, it's $12 if you just want to play for 2 hours. But if you want to play all day, like you get early enough and you just want to stay the whole day, it's only $24. Moose Herd is only $10 for 2 hours and $20 for all day. Alright, now how big are these fields? Well, Bad Karma is over 50 acres. Springfield is 10 acres. They're only utilizing about 1 acre right now, but the owner has plans on expanding out. I think he has a full 10 acres there, some wooded, some village, stuff like that. Now Moose Herd is all indoors. It uses 30,000 square feet, which comparatively to the other acreages, it's 0.68 acres. Okay, how long are these games? Well, at Bad Karma, they are an hour-long game. You will play an hour of gaming. Springfield has games that range from about 10 to 15 minutes. Moose Herd, they are also about 10 to 15 minute games. Alright, now in conjunction with the length of the games, you have to take into account the breaks. Now at Bad Karma, those breaks are about 10 to 15 minutes. So the full length of a game is about an hour and 15 minutes. At Springfield, they want you to just leave the field, reload, and come back onto the field. And it shouldn't take but a couple of minutes to reload because you've only been playing 10 or 15 minutes. But it winds up being about 30 minutes before they start the next game. So the full length of that game is approximately 45 minutes. And then same thing happens at Moose Herd, but not because they don't start another game. If there's enough players on the field, you can only play every other game. So you have to wait break period time, then you have to wait game time, and another break period time. So it's about an hour between your first game and your second game. Basically, in my opinion, Moose Herd and Springfield should have their 10 or 15 minute game. You should give people about a 5 to 10 minute break and then start another game. And so there really should be only about a 20 to 25 minute game. Does it ever happen at Bad Karma? Sure, sometimes the breaks are more than 15 minutes. It happens, but that's not the norm. How do you tell what teams are on whose team? Well, at Bad Karma, they split the field in half, okay? And so if you're in a black shirt with black sleeves, you're on the black team. If you have pretty much anything other than black, you're on the green team. So if you have some kind of camouflage on, you're on the green team. In my opinion, that prevents the black team from wearing any camouflage. Okay, so what happens is the black team does wear camouflage vests or some kind of camouflage, but then they only have black sleeves. It's hard to make that distinction in the woods if that guy's on the green or the black team. I've seen guys on my team, I usually play on the green team, sometimes I play on the black team, but I've seen some guys wear, let's say, dark brown shirts. Okay, brown, that's on the green team. So he's running in the woods, he's sweating his ass off, and his brown shirt looks black. So I shoot him. I've seen green, real dark green shirts. They go and they hide in a building. They're in the shadows. It looks black. And then you hear these guys screaming across the field, "Are you on the green team or are you on the black team?" So to me, shirt colors should be an advantage, but in my opinion, it's kind of a disadvantage. As everyone knows, I'm a proponent of armbands. I like colored, non-green or camouflage black armbands, like orange and red and blues and yellows. Those are the best kind of armbands because there's no distinction of what color they are, especially if they're in the shadows. It still looks yellow. Both Springfield and Mooseherd use armbands. Springfield and Bad Karma are outside, and Mooseherd is indoors. You're walking on a concrete floor, which isn't necessarily good on your legs and your feet, especially when you're running and things like that. It's great for the weather. If it's raining outside or snowing or it's freezing cold, you can play indoors where it's air conditioned or heated. Mooseherd definitely has the advantage there. But when you go to an outdoor field, you have the elements affecting you. So when it rains, you get wet. Now, I can say that Bad Karma opens at 7, but usually the first game doesn't start till 9. The last game ends 3 or 4 o'clock. They open the last hour to pickup games, which allow the players to run down and referee their own game. Is only open on Saturday and Sunday. They only open during the week if you specially reserve the field. Saturday, it's 10 to 5, and Sunday, it's 12 to 6. Now, Mooseherd, they're open every day except for Monday and Tuesday. So they are open Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You play any of those days. Wednesday and Thursday, they're open 3 to 9. So they're open like, let's say you are employed and you work a job and you get off at 5 o'clock. You can run down there and play till 9 o'clock. So after work, you can play. It's really after school hours. So school's out, kids go and they play at 3 to 9. On Friday and Saturday, they're open from 11 to 10. So they're open the most hours on Friday and Saturday. And Sunday, they are open 12 to 8. Okay, so Bad Karma is really a limited place to play. They're really only open on Saturdays and Sundays. You have to check their website to see if that's even an available play date. If it's an open play date, everyone can come and play, but there are times when teams will reserve the field or the field is hosting some kind of special event, so you need to check the website to make sure you're not going down on a day you can't play. Facilities. Okay, when we talk about facilities, I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so we go to Bad Karma. Guess what? They have an outhouse way out on the field, and you better bring your own TP. And I don't know if you want to go into this thing or not. Okay, it's one of those kind of outhouse. Okay, well then you go to Springfield, they have a porta potty. And then you go to Mooseherd, they have a men's room and a ladies' room, and it's basically just a bathroom. I'm going to talk about the refereeing. Really, this is just my opinion. Remember, I am not trying to bash any one of the fields. I'm not giving a slight to any field because I love playing at every one of these fields. Every one of these fields has an advantages for me. They have unique qualities that the other fields don't have. So if I want to experience a certain type of game, I can go to those fields. And I really appreciate that there are 3 diametrically different fields in the area. That is very appealing to me. There are things about each field that get under my skin, and that happens at every one of the fields. So don't take offense if you're watching this and you own that field and you think that I'm bashing it. I'm not, okay? Every field's got advantages and disadvantages. All right, we're going to talk about referees and how it's refereed. At Bad Karma, they have about a dozen referees. These referees are out on the field. Some are with the green team, some are with the black team, some are at the objectives, and then they float about just making sure that everybody's having a good time, nobody's getting hurt, nobody's doing something stupid, making sure that if there is any kind of dispute, that there's someone there that you can go up to them and grab them by the collar and say, "Referee, I need some help, this guy over here is an idiot." Okay, that's the way Bad Karma works. They're not out there going, "Hey man, you're dead." No, they're not doing that. So I like to call them passive referees. These guys are just there. They're telling you where the objectives are. They're making sure that nothing stupid's going on. But there's a lot of them, and they're all over the place. Now, when you go to Springfield, you have just a very small number of referees. 2, 3 referees. But that's okay, because the field is only 1 acre right now, you know, and it's a fairly close quarter battle, so it's okay to have only about 2 or 3 referees. These referees are a little bit more active. They will say, hey dude, you were shot, you're out. They are available to you, so if you need to go up and say, hey dude, this guy over here is being stupid, you can, okay? That's cool. When you go to moose herd, you have 1 referee usually. He stays in a spot where he can oversee 1/3 of the field, main village area. He can oversee that. He has a PA system that he uses to announce what's going on in the game, and that's basically it. He says go, and then goes about his business. He doesn't really watch or maintain what's going on in the field. This is my opinion, because a few times that I've gone down there, I haven't really seen the referees do anything. If you have a dispute and you go up to one of those referees, they try to be diplomatic and not cause a scene with either party. The guy that gets hit or the guy that was doing the shooting. Which is fair, because he didn't see what happened. You can't take your side over somebody else's side. But what he doesn't do is tell the guy, hey dude, if you're getting hit, call your hits. He doesn't say something like, hey, I'll watch this guy and I'll keep my eyes on him and see if he gets hit in the future, and if he's not calling any hits, I'll go up there and beat his ass. He doesn't say anything like that. What he says is, well, I didn't see it, so I really can't stop it, and that kind of gets under my team's skin. We wish that they would be a little bit more proactive, maybe say, okay, I'll keep my eyes on the guy, I'll watch him, I'll see. Bad Karma, there is no concessions. They don't have a soda machine, they don't have any kind of candy machines, they don't have any kind of little like coffee shop or anything like that. None. Springfield, they do. They sell Gatorade, or they'll sell energy bars or things like that. They will sell a little bit of stuff. Moose Herd, they actually have a whole booth, a coffee stand with an icy machine and Gatorade, and Moose Herd's definitely got the call on that. And then when you talk about lunchtime, Bad Karma will cook lunch. They have like a $5 lunch where they give you like a hamburger or a hot dog, a bag of chips, and a soda for $5. And they break for about an hour for lunch. Springfield, they have broken for about an hour. I've only seen them break during the night game where they broke for dinner, and they don't serve any kind of dinner. You had to go down the corner to get some kind of chow or call in a pizza. At Moose Herd, there's no food there. There was only a 20-minute break for lunch the last time I went there. We had to go to a fast food restaurant, which is just right down the street. It's in the middle of town. There are all kinds of food places all over the place. At Bad Karma, you get a very large number of players, 200 to 300 players per game. So you're looking at about 100 to 150 people per side every game. 150 green players and 150 black players going head to head. That's okay, because you are talking about a very large field. Now when you go to Springfield, you're getting anywhere from about 40 to 60 players on the field at one time. I have played games there where there's only 12 players on the field, you know, 6 on 6. When you go to Moose Herd, they have about 15 versus 15 per game. If there's more than 30 people that show up, 40, 50 people, then they split it in half, and only half is allowed to go on the field at any one time. So you have to sit out a game. I thought that was a little annoying. I paid them to play for 2 hours. I did not pay them to play for half of that time. So why are they kicking me out? If they are saying that it's a limit due to a fire hazard or field is just way too crowded, okay, I get that. That's totally understandable. Don't charge me the full amount. That's all I'm saying. So Moose Herd charges you same rate whether there's 1 player or 100 players. It's just how often you're allowed on the field is another story. Bad Karma definitely encourages pyro. They recommend it. They want you to throw it. None of these are allowed at Springfield or Moose Herd. They do not want you to burn anything in either one of these 2 fields. Will they allow grenades? Sure, you know, like the Thunder Bee or, you know, the Tornado or whatever like that. They'll allow that in all the fields. At all 3 fields, you do have to have waivers. Bad Karma, you have to go to their website, print off the waiver, sign it, bring it with you, and hand it to us. Once you've signed a waiver, it's on file for life. Springfield, they have the waivers there on a clipboard. You just sign it off, and you're good. Same at Moose Herd. When you get there, the waivers are already printed. They're right there. You just sign them off. And at all fields, if you're less than 18, you have to get your parent or guardian to sign it for you. All right, let's talk about demographic. Now, I have not did a head count or gone around and actually interviewed anybody. These are just basically general observations, me guessing. I'm guessing at these numbers. At Bad Karma, I have seen ladies playing. Any one game, there's about 5% ladies, okay? So you got some girls running around with the guys, shooting them up. Now, at Springfield and at Moosehead, I've not seen any girls playing. The age groups, I have 3 age groups that I generally put people in, and that is kids from 8 to 12, teens from 13 to 17, and then I have adults, that's 18 and above. Each one of these fields has a different percentage, kids, teens, and adults. At Bad Karma, you get about 5% are kids, about 45% of your teenagers running around. And then the other half, I'm gonna say 50%, so that's actually the majority. So there are 18 and above play at Bad Karma. You will see a lot of adults. When you go to Springfield, you don't see a lot of kids again. You see about 5%. But when you're talking about the teenagers, 13 to 17, 80%. The adults, 18 and above, there's about 15%. When you go to Moosehead, you have, again, 8 to 12. You're only getting about 5%. I believe all fields have about 5% of their players are the 8 to 12. But now when you're talking about the teenagers, the 13 to 17, 90%. 90% of the players at Moosehead are 13 to 17. The adults, what does that leave? About 5%. You have about 5% adults at Moosehead. I don't see a whole lot of adults playing it. All right, now at Bad Karma, before every game, you'll see Mike or one of his refs running up and down the parking lot, and he'll say, okay, everybody, we're getting ready to start the next game. Get your stuff ready, put it on, go down. We're going to start in 5 minutes. Hurry your butt up and get on down there. At Springfield, they say, hey, everybody, get on the field. We're going to go ahead and start the game. You guys got about 2 minutes. We're going to start the game. Get your butt out there on the field. Moosehead, they say, last call, get out there. Well, when they say last call, they need to give me a warning, because that last call means you're closing the gate. I don't even have my stuff on yet, and you're saying last call. I feel like there's not enough heads up at Moosehead, enough time for me to do it. So at Moosehead, I always feel rushed. I always feel rushed to get out there, because if I miss it, I'm going to have to wait like 30 minutes before the next game. And it's not good to feel rushed when I'm paying. Overall, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst airsoft field I've ever imagined, 10 being my dream airsoft field with all the features and amenities that I would want at an airsoft field, Bad Karma comes up with 8 stars. Springfield comes up with 5 stars. And Moosehead comes up with 3 stars. Alright, well, I hope that was informative. I hope that helped you guys out figuring out which field to go at and play at, and which ones have advantages for you, what kind of play style you like. It's really just informative. And remember, guys, whenever you guys are out there on the airsoft field, play safe.